In a moment, you're going to witness a daring feat. In the interests of science, we'll consume these 8 teaspoons of sugar. I'm Dr. Nicholas Thackeray, a family doctor in Port Elizabeth, South Africa. Thank you for joining me here on Word Doctor. Last week, I revealed the shocking truth that in this 500ml energy drink, there are 8 teaspoons of sugar. In a moment, you're going to witness a daring feat as I, Dr. Nicholas Thackeray, in the interests of science, will consume these 8 teaspoons of sugar, the equivalent of a 500ml energy drink, and document the effects upon my body. When you experience a magnificent taste, the nerves in your mouth send signals to your brain to let your brain know that what is in your mouth is awesome. You perceive this consciously through the gustatory complex or the taste center. What happens next is head-banging stuff. The gustatory complex or taste center is connected to another command center in the brain, the mesolimbic dopamine pathway, or in simple terms, the pleasure center. Sounds like a cool place. When you eat that donut, your taste center receives a message. Dear gustatory brain, what is in the mouth is crunchy and crispy, warm, sweet, with a hint of cinnamon, fresh and doughy, but a little chewy. Love your taste receptors. The taste center in the brain doesn't skip a millisecond. It quickly sends its own message. Dear mesolimbic brain, please be so kind as to release a truckload of dopamine. Many thanks, gustatory brain. I'm sure you've heard of the neurotransmitter dopamine. This is the sweet stuff of neurochemistry. I think you've probably had enough neuroscience to last you the week, so let's fast forward and zoom out again as you are patting your mouth with a serviette after you've eaten that cinnamon donut. How are you feeling? Something amazing, I guess. Well, you can thank your dopamine factory of a brain for that. Or even better, you can thank God because He made your brain. And from His hand comes pleasure. Besides feeling an elevation of your emotions, what else might you feel? Guilt? What's up with that? Well, maybe despite knowing the negative consequences of consuming that donut, which may be weight gain if you are overweight or susceptible to that, or uncontrolled blood sugar if you have diabetes. But you did it anyway, you ate it anyway. And as soon as the dopamine subsides, you are left with regret. So why did you do it? The answer is pleasure. You were feeling a bit down, a bit stressed, a bit lonely, a bit upset about that conversation with your spouse, a bit sorry for yourself that you have to deal with pressures at work, a bit worried about finances, and then you drive past that donut store, or that bottle store, or that street corner where they sell illicit drugs or illicit sex. It doesn't have to be these things, it can be addiction to likes on your last Facebook post, or glances from that good-looking person at work, or series, or exercise, or romance novels. Anything that releases dopamine can become an addiction. The word of wisdom for this series comes out of Psalm chapter 16, verse 11. It says about God, "You make known to me the path of life. In your presence there is fullness of joy. At your right hand are pleasures forevermore." God did not design pleasure to treat our emotional pain. He designed pleasure for the context of a relationship with Him. Pain plus pleasure minus God equals addiction plus more pain. But pain plus the path of life equals healing plus fullness of joy plus pleasures forevermore. What is this path of life that the poet is talking about? What is the path out of pain? What is the path out of addiction? Not what, but who. In the Bible, Jesus' disciples ask the same question. The scene is just before Jesus dies on the cross. I'm reading from the Gospel of John, chapter 14. Jesus says to his disciples, "I go and prepare a place for you. And if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come again and will take you to myself, that where I am, you may be also. And you know the way to where I'm going." Thomas said to him, "Lord, we do not know where you are going. How can we know the way?" Jesus said to him, "I am the way." If you are struggling with addiction, then feel free to pray this prayer with me. Father, I thank you that you created pleasure. I thank you that you created us. I thank you for Jesus. I thank you that he died on the cross for us. Father, would you help me out of addiction to pleasure? And would you bring me into a relationship with you, the creator of pleasure, so that I can be who I'm truly meant to be? Let's change gear and kick off our experiment. I've tested my blood sugar before the episode and cholesterol, and tested my urine for good measure, and will do so again regularly after consuming 8 teaspoons of sugar, the equivalent of a 500 ml energy drink. I'll also document my symptoms and my energy levels over the next few hours. If you want to see the results of the experiment, then subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications to catch the next episode. If you want to check the results of the poll from last week, then check out the link in the description below. Kids, I'm a professional. Don't try this at home. I'm sure there's an easier way to do this. I think we're just going to take the easy route. It's fizzy. Killed it. That was a lot of food. I'm not going to stack it. Oh man.